financial problems, elder law, criminal law, tax problems, business matters, divorce, personal injury, bankruptcy, your life, your reality. Life is complicated. There is the law and there is reality. Welcome to Law and Reality, sponsored by THAV GROSS. Now here's your host, Ken Gross.
Welcome to this segment of Law and Reality. Today's topic is credit card debt is out of control. And to help lead the discussion, my out-of-control partner, Brian Small. Good morning.
Good morning, Ken, and you are so correct. It's out of control, and it's gonna get worse.
I was so correct that he's out of control. Good morning, Jeffrey.
Good morning, Ken.
Linden.
That's still me.
Jeffrey Kirshner.
Good morning.
All right, gang, so we're here. So, all over the news. You know, I have to say, Law and Reality broke the story first 6 weeks ago because we said credit card debt is quickly going to exceed $1 trillion. And then all over the news last couple of weeks, every single news station covered a story. Credit card debt is over $1 trillion.
I do believe that I'm the one that said it was going to break $1 trillion. And I pointed out that it did not go down after the first quarter of 2023. I'm just saying.
I'm sure you were, but the only flaw to that theory is you have never written the outline, and it was in the outline.
But I told you to put it in the outline.
Perhaps.
And you
but we will not know.
and you also correctly predicted that the sun would rise too. So that's very good. So
No.
So you're two for two on that.
I've been, for as long as I've been doing all this, people ask me, will I guarantee something? And that's the one thing I will not guarantee. I say I will not guarantee the sun's coming up tomorrow.
What is the TV commercial with the insurance where all of a sudden somebody says, I said something, and then they do this pause and they like automatically replay the scene?
Oh, the State Farm commercial with the flag.
With the husband and the wife?
Yeah.
That's what we needed is pause back and say, I came up with a...
Let's get to the meat.
All right, so credit card debt is exceeding $1 trillion. We're talking about 7 consecutive quarters of year-over-year growth. Student loan payments are starting to come due this month. The credit card debt rose nearly 5%, $45 billion in the second quarter to $1.03 trillion. If you look at we're up $250 billion from 2021. That's a 33.3% increase if you say 250 over 750. So 2021 brought us to the low point in credit card debt because people had amassed cash from COVID and paid down their debt. But that raise is out of the roof. And now, triple the problem because of interest rates. Average rate now, 20.68%.
That's if you have good credit. If you have good credit.
Well, that's average credit.
Yeah, I understand.
Excellent credit, 17.72. Fair credit, 26%. Store cards, 30.21. And I've seen higher on the store cards.
Up from a low of 22% in
store cards were always ridiculous.
Yeah, they are always
okay.
Ridiculous.
Fair credit, 19% back in 2012. Excellent credit, 12% back in 2010. You know, so the problem.
And think about that.
Insane.
2010, we were in the middle of a financial crisis, the Great Recession, and we're still had low interest rates. Now they're through the roof.
So back in 2010, when we had the financial crisis, we had interest rates in 10-12% range because the Fed borrowing rate was practically zero.
Yep.
So now, the Fed borrowing rate's, way up there. Prime is 8.5%.
And yet,
I see a ton of loans right now, business loans, Prime plus 2, that were taken out when Prime was 2.5%, 3%. And now those loans are paying 10% interest. They're hurting the businesses. A lot of SBA guaranteed loans. I had one client in the cleaners business. Worst possible business as a result of COVID. And
Yeah.
then,
every dry cleaner on the planet went out of business.
yeah, including this one. You know, it's like, I don't know, I mean, there's got to be a few that survived. But think about it. Think about your dry cleaning bill. I used to wear a suit or sport coat to the office every single day. I wore a shirt that I would wear once and then have it laundered. So every week or 2 weeks, I had a boatload of stuff going to the cleaners. Now, I basically wear a suit for a Zoom hearing where I put the suit or sport coat on, the shirt and the tie,
Careful.
for an hour.
For what's coming next.
For an hour and a half.
Or what's not coming next.
Well, I would average.
No, I have slacks on as well because I'm waiting for a judge because I know if I was a judge and I had a Zoom hearing,
You'd
I
make
would
people stand up.
I'd have the clerk call the case and have all rise.
No, I'd be going to court 3 to 4 days a week. I'm on average going to court at most once a week, rarely twice a week.
So your dry cleaning bill's gone to nothing. It's minus 10% of what it used to be.
Right.
And even then, it's like, it's meaningless. So that's
Wear
kinda,
something for an hour instead of wearing it all day.
Yeah, I mean, if I throw a shirt on
it
for
killed
a
the whole
hearing,
industry.
I put it on the banister, and that's the shirt I use for the week. If I have 3 hearings or so forth. And now, casual COVID meetings, people don't. I'll still put on a button shirt. Most people I get on the phone with or on a Zoom call, they're in a T-shirt
Well,
or a sweatshirt.
all offices are like that now too.
Yeah.
All offices are like that because people aren't going to court. People aren't having as many in-person meetings. Everything is much more.
How did we
Zoom
migrate to?
and things
Oh,
I don't know.
because of the SBA rate on the loan.
Sure.
But car loans, I want to add that into the mix. The average new car loan, $1,760 a month. The average monthly car payment for used cars.
$716 a month.
What did I say?
$1,700.
Oh, okay.
That's
that-
next
That's
month.
a nice car.
That'd be a very nice car. $526 for a used car.
So here's
My
the
first
interesting-
mortgage payment was $810. Home in Novi.
the
1981.
The problem with car payments is it's a combination of interest rates having gone up, demand for used cars being through the roof, and
Supply being really
residuals
low.
being so high. Being so low on leased vehicles. When you go to lease, it's through the roof now.
Let's take a break. We're going to stay on car loans for a bit.
If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirshner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP.
Pat was recommended by a friend who insisted that we really needed a trust. And he said, I know somebody who will do a good job for you.
At Samasco Law, we deal with estate planning and trusts every day.
We had excellent service from Samasco Law. Any questions we had were addressed. Our estate is in order and it had been set up so well that nothing needed to be done. I would just highly recommend Samasco Law.
Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP. Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
All right, so we had too much discussion about the cars on the break. Let's bring it back to the show. Why are these payments so high? To me, they're obscene. Let me just kind of give you the quick overall of average cost of car. If you have a new car, a used car, and $50,000 of credit card debt. That means your payments on the credit cards are going to be $1,250 a month. Your car payment on the new car is $716. Your used car is $526. Now I'm going to layer in, let's suppose you have a $400 student loan payment that you're going to have to start making.
Yeah, so that's what's going to kill
those
half of America right
those
now.
three things come to $28.92 a month.
And that's not using the credit card. That's just paying it down. That's
just making the minimum
Right.
payment, and then $28.92 is your after-tax payment. Let's assume you're in a 22% bracket. In order to net $28.92 a month and make the payments, you got to earn $3,700. $3,700 times 12 is $44,492 a year. That means it takes $44,000 of gross income to pay for the minimum payment on $50,000 of credit card debt, the average student loan payment of $400, the average cost of a new car loan and a used car loan. Forget about food,
Right.
forget about insurance, forget about utilities, forget about cable, TV, entertainment. You need $45,000 of gross income just to drive a car and to just make your minimum payments on your credit cards and to pay a student loan that was going to be forgiven that's never going to be forgiven again.
Well,
until something happens.
Let's take a look at that student loan issue right now. You said $400 a month.
But then
right?
I want to go back to the car payments.
I understand.
Okay.
But nobody's been paying student loans since March of 2020. The whole economy, everybody in the United States that has a student loan has been in deferment, and they're not used to paying those student loans. All of those people are about to have a financial crisis. They're about, you talk about your car payments have gone up a couple
All or most?
Most. All right, fine. Their car payments have gone up $200 a month, and they're using the money they were paying student loans with.
Is there going to be, you heard it here first from Brian Small about this, is that coming in as part of this?
No.
Because
6 weeks.
if we're going to do one of those, I'm going to write it down so that when you claim it in 6 weeks, we can fact check it.
I have an idea.
I'm
Why don't we film it and then we can go back and take it? Oh wait, we are filming.
We are
That's right.
filming. That's right.
I'm just, the point I'm making is that what
It's a catastrophe
It is
coming.
a catastrophe coming, and people have to get their ducks in a row
So
now.
what does the person do if they have all of a sudden the $400 student loan payment, the $700 car payment, the $500 car payment, the $1,250
That's
credit
it,
card
right
payment,
there.
the $2,500 mortgage payment, the $300 utility payment, the $300 car insurance payment, and food? What don't they pay?
They don't pay the credit cards, and they come in and we get rid of them in a bankruptcy.
Do you think that's what most people do?
I think that's not what most people do.
I think they don't pay their house payment. They let
Well-
it go a month behind.
Well,
They
that's,
let it go 2
that's
months.
true. And then they end up having to file Chapter 13 bankruptcy because they're facing a foreclosure.
What about their car? Won't they not make the student loan payment?
You know, they will start making student loans. The government will garnish your wages or garnish your Social Security if you're
You want to know what the
paying
biggest
student loans
problem
and
is?
don't pay them.
The biggest problem in that situation, it's this thing. Tell me why this is the biggest problem. Tell me what happens. Any guesses?
I'm waiting.
You mean when the
Well, the
companies
creditor
call?
calls?
If you don't make your credit card payment on time, yes. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 14 minutes late. Oh, I'm so sorry. My clock was off. My watch was off. I didn't mean to be 14 minutes late. Please don't charge me a late fee and don't hurt my credit. Oh, you won't if I give you extra payments right now? Oh, thank you so much. They call like insane all the time. 1 minute late, they call you and they intimidate you. Oh, your credit's going to be terrible if you don't make your payment. And the credit card, those who call the most get paid more frequently.
The squeaky
Squeaky
wheel
wheel.
gets the grease.
So, who are the fastest callers? I think the fastest callers are the credit card companies. Second, I believe to be the mortgage companies. Third, I think, are the car payments.
Well,
in my
car-
experience, but I don't.
if
I
you-
could be off now. I don't know what's going on
Well,
with the car payments.
defaults in car payments are way up right now. Defaults in credit cards are way up right now. Defaults in mortgages are actually pretty constant. So but it's again,
and
there's only so much pool of money.
And that's good from this perspective. If you have equity in your home, that's the last thing you want to lose and face foreclosure.
But remember,
if you're in a financial crisis.
remember what traditionally people have done as they have developed and built up credit cards. I'm not saying this is the right method, but as they've built up debt, people go and pull equity out of their home, refinance their home, and pay down their debt. That was a traditional model.
That's because of Jerry the bartender. You should refinance your home.
Oh my God.
Take all of the equity in your
Can
home.
you do that spin thing again?
No, wait,
please?
go back the other way. I thought Ken
That's
back.
because of Jerry the bartender. You should refinance your home, pull all the equity out, cash out your IRA, pay down your credit card, and then do it all over again.
But here's the biggest problem. People have refinanced their homes down to an average interest rate of like 3.5%, some down as low as 2.5%. Now interest rates on your mortgage are 8%. You go to refinance and pull out money, not only does your mortgage payment go up dramatically,
your equity's
but
gone.
your
Paying three
equity's
times
gone,
as
and it
much.
goes up and up again.
Yep.
And people are just, it's a method to lose your home.
So it was the wrong move back then
Now
when
it's a
interest rates
really
were
wrong
at 3%.
move.
Now that interest rates, what is the interest rate on an equity loan right now?
I think
It's seven.
it's over 7.
Yeah, it's
Because the average
crazy.
FHA 30
Let's
years
take a
is
break.
6.68.
We'll come back and figure out what to do.
Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
Time for announcements. Remember, you can always come in for a free consultation. Just call 888-235-HELP or go online and sign up. Debt issues, tax issues, estate planning issues, business issues, elder law issues with Pat, disability issues with Jeff. Sign up at lawandreality.com or call 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-4357. Also, go online to our website to get our free reports. Resolving tax problems, the real solutions. Bankruptcy, is it right for me? How to save your home from foreclosure, business formations, loans and grants for small businesses in Detroit and Michigan, and the Retiree's Guide to Social Security. I want to thank our sponsors, THAV Gross, Samasco Law, Kirshner Law. Now back to the show.
Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV Gross.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV Gross today, 888-235-HELP.
We were just spinning. We just didn't know what was going to happen next.
At Samasco Law, we deal with these issues every day, especially elder law. Pat went to work for Fran.
Patrick was there holding my hand, kept saying, we'll get through this, we'll get through this.
He got her husband Medicaid and in a nursing home. Samasco Law got the success they deserved.
Samasco Law is definitely family to me. I really appreciate knowing all of you.
You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirshner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV Gross specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
All right, so this is a difficult situation. I mean, and then let me just kind of finish out the numbers scene. I said the car payments, the student loan, and the credit card debt was going to require $44,000 of gross income. House payment $2,500, auto gas $450, utilities $400, phone internet $300, food $1,000, entertainment $500, other expenses $5,650 a month. Gross income for that, you need $72,43. That's $86,900. Add that to the credit cards and the car payment and the student loan. That's $131,000 of gross income. What I'm saying is, if you've got $50,000 of credit card debt, a new car payment, a used car payment, and a $400 student loan, and a $2,500 house payment, normal things that people are paying for right now. Unless you have $132,000 of gross income a year, you can't sustain it. And even then,
Well,
if you are
sustain it.
if you are sustaining it, how much money are you saving?
Zero.
Zero. And what are you getting for the credit cards?
Zero.
Nothing. You're in the credit card trap.
You get a statement next month.
Yeah. If you haven't,
It comes on pretty paper with pretty colors on the statement, though.
only if you
Not
are
anymore.
careful enough not to opt out of electronic
billing.
mailed
Exactly.
billing when they try and trick you in every possible
they do.
way.
Every
to
time
get
you look
to
at
do
your,
that.
every time you go online, would you like to get your statement electronically? No, you have to check it.
Well, yeah, and half the time, if you answer that question no, there's a secret little asterisk that says you just said yes. You know, it's
Why?
like-
Just
it's a
out of curiosity,
conspiracy.
why don't you want it electronic? Why do you want it on paper?
Because I get 76,000 emails a day, and I worry about missing one. And my method of paying bills has always been, the bill comes in, I put a week ahead of the due date in the little right-hand corner, and I created a stack, and then I keep that in date order, and then I go to pay my bills. If a utility company forgets to send me a bill, I forget to pay the utility bill.
I like that method, although what I make certain that I do is my payment I do electronically. But just about all these, whether it be your car, whether it be your mortgage, whether it be utilities, you could do it all online.
Utilities,
and if you do it online,
utilities and car and house are easy to do. You can't do it for a credit card because they want you to pay they're going to automatically take your minimum payment. You've got to make your full payment.
No, you can make those payments electronically. And the nice thing I like to do is I like to get the hard copy bills because of your method exactly that way. But I like to make my payments electronically.
Oh, I make all mine electronically.
And the main reason why we're having such difficulty with mail these days, the credit card companies, all these companies, they don't care that there's a mail issue. And if you mail, and usually people wait to the very last moment to pay those bills. It's due September 16th, they wait till September 15th or the morning of the 16th and put it in the mail. And
that's crazy.
Because it hit the mail, then it's
mail
there,
can take a week.
and it doesn't get processed for a couple of days. So I would just recommend for people.
If it even gets there.
So what do we do, Brian?
So, solutions, okay? Obviously, we've laid out a whole litany of issues here. The solutions are get a consultation for whether or not you qualify for Chapter 7 bankruptcy to eliminate the debt, Chapter 13 bankruptcy to restructure the debt, budget management to help you learn to live within your means.
And I wanted to cover debt resolution today.
And also debt resolution, which is settling your debts for less than what you owe.
But how can you possibly do debt resolution to settle the debts for what you owe when we have less than 1 minute left on this show?
Well, it's really simple. If you can afford to make the minimum monthly payments,
the $12.50 a month,
we already know that you're flushing money down the toilet and not saving a dime. The power of the minimum monthly payment will allow you to get rid of all of that debt in less than 2 years, usually around 18 months. And we can negotiate settlements, get rid of the debt, and put you on a path where that $12.50, instead of going to Visa and MasterCard, goes into your pocket and goes into your savings and protects your future and your retirement.
Hey, Brian,
he did it in less than 40 seconds.
Brian, how long would an appointment be for somebody to come in off the street, give you a call, to sit down and take a look at your finances? How long would that appointment
Free
be?
consultation, and it takes about an hour.
Just 1 hour.
1 hour of your time.
Debt resolution
help you get
is
yourself
one
online.
solution. What we do is if you can fit into the wheel of a Chapter 7, that's faster, cheaper, and quicker to get rid of the credit card debt.
Always look at what's the least costly, most effective method to get you out of debt, and we look at all of those opportunities and see what's best for you.
That's a wrap. Have a great week. Next time we're going to visit this topic and figure out how to manage the car payment situation in a smarter way. Have a great week. We'll be back next week with Law and Reality.